Catwoman number 18, written by Ann Nocenti, art by Rafa Sandoval. So, whatever happened last issue, I think her fence got arrested and then made a phone call to bust her out. This issue picks up where Batman is upset that Catwoman stole a bunch of art from the museum, and he apparently really liked that specific art for some reason. So he is gunning her down on a bike and does a pit maneuver to knock her over, just saying like, "Oh, this isn't a game, Catwoman. This is important. You gotta bring back that art." And she's like, "I'm not gonna. No, I stole them. They're mine now. I stole them for somebody who's paying me for them, and I guess he just wants to keep them private." And Batman basically, in full disclosure, this is a Requiem issue where it's supposedly him dealing with the loss of Damian, but it ain't, because all they talk about is the fact that Catwoman's like, "Oh, the Joker messed with my head, and I think he messed with yours too, but I think you sent the Joker after me." And Batman's like, why would I send the Joker? You're an idiot. That's what. And so they start fighting each other. He keeps telling Catwoman, "Do the right thing," and it looks like he's about to like go full force right on her face, but then it turns out he's just beating the crap out of her motorcycle helmet to the point where he's getting like bloody fists over it. And we see him mentally just being like, "Oh, I need my family back." But he doesn't say that out loud. He just says, "Put them back, please." And so Catwoman stops him from punching the helmet, just being like, "Okay, I get it. You're going through a rough time right now. It's just, I can deal with this. Everything's okay." So Batman takes a step back and he's just like, "Okay, sorry, I'll fix your helmet." And he punches it back into shape and he puts it back on her. But then apparently, because it's a Cheshire Grin cat, he thinks it looks like the Joker. So she just throws it off and just being like, "Oh no, I don't want to look like him." So then for some reason, the guy who's been giving Catwoman jobs, including the Black Diamond job and the job that resulted in the Joker, he's been tracking Catwoman, and he sees her embracing Batman, and he's just like, "Oh, she doesn't need me. She's got him." And I don't even know where that came from. But then at that point, Batman's like, "You and I can't be together. This will never work. Goodbye." And Catwoman's like, "I don't even know anything about you. Like, I want to, though. It'd be cool. You can let me in." He's like, "No, go away." So she drives off, and then we just get a completely separate issue here where Catwoman is all bruised up and banged up from the fight with Batman. She's like, "I can use this to my advantage to figure out where Gwen is." So she fakes that she had been mugged and is making her way into the police station, and she's going to plant a camera in the detective who's after her. I think it's Alvarez, Detective Alvarez. So then we see Gwen is being interrogated by Alvarez. She has some kind of mob lawyer there with, and just being like, "If you have any evidence on my client, present it now, or else we're letting her go, because you can't hold her without reasonable cause." And just be like, "All right, fine, we'll show you the evidence. Go get the evidence." But then as they go and get the evidence, turns out it's missing. It's gone. So that's the power of whoever it is she called, which is, by the way, it's Emperor Penguin from Detective Comics at this point. I don't feel the need to bury the lead there. So he's freaking out over how Gwen's just going to be leaving, the only connection they have to Catwoman. But Gwen ends up getting stuffed into the car where all these guys are, and they're saying, "Okay, take Gwen to go see the boss. She's got to go pay the piper." So as she's leaving, Catwoman goes in, and she starts talking to that rat tail guy from, I think, an issue or two ago, and saying like, "Oh, hey, what do you know out on the streets?" And basically they're just talking like, "Oh yeah, the Gotham Police is a gang of its own. It's blah, blah, blah. Who cares?" But anyway, Rat Tail basically says, "Hey, if you ever feel unsafe, here's my card. I'll be your escort." So Catwoman gives her testimony to police. She starts crying, and she's like, "Oh, is there a box of tissues in that detective's office over there? I'm just going to grab one real quick." And she plants the camera, and that's that. And then we get Catwoman back to the original point of the story where she is taking the paintings back from the guy she stole them for, saying, "These belong in a museum." And then Batman hears on the news that all of the paintings have been returned. And he's like, "Ah, she did the right thing. Good for her." And then we get one last page of a guy named Joe Pazzo who works for Emperor Penguin. He's coming home from picking up groceries and he just wants to be with his family, but for some reason he has horns growing out of his head. I have nothing, I have no idea why that's happening. Okay, I think that the Batman Catwoman stuff is good. I think it's fine. It'd be nice in its own little side story. The fact that we then had to make the detour over to the end, here's the story we were previously telling, for some reason makes me more upset. Like, I want to see the Batman Catwoman stuff more than I want to see this weird thing of, oh, Gwen was arrested and then Alvarez is on the case, but then Emperor Penguin's involved. It just seems like a story, but without any substance to it. Like, we all know she's fine, she's out, and then it seems more like it's a tie-in to the Detective Comics story than it is its own thing, if that makes any sense. So, yeah, overall, I'll give it a 6. Its art is fine, and I do like the opening ending bit where it's, hey, no, Batman is made happy because Catwoman did something for him. I'm good with that. That's a nice solid little issue. Make it its own thing. Stop making this other story have to poke its head in. And also, why is Catwoman always in her underwear at least once per issue? It sounds like I'm complaining, and it's because I am. Because it doesn't make any sense in the context of the story. Sorry, that's just me.